Okay, all right. Sorry.
Hey, are you okay?
Sorry.
Yourself.
Why would he hurt himself?
You didn't hear him like he banged himself on the couch.
Oh, did he?
I thought you just hit the ground.
Yeah, he just thumped the ground like Thumper the rabbit. How was y'all's week? Long and hard like a horse's dick.
Yeah, the end of the month is hectic at work. And then the first day of the month is hectic.
Today? Oh yeah, because today April Fool's Day. I mean, that's not why.
Everybody
just
Biggest day of the year.
like they get all the stuff and shit, and then you're like
we don't do that
April
shit.
Fool's.
Take this shit back. Hey dear.
The only good one at my job was this guy was walking around with he was like, y'all want a brownie? And then the teacher's like, did you make them? And he's like, yeah. And me and this other teacher were like, man, you didn't make no brownies. Like, whatever. And then he pulled out this brown E, like just the letter E. And we're like,
That's funny.
And we beat him up because we were like, fuck you, stupid ass.
Our teacher in middle school, Mr. Bowers, used to have a pink pea.
Whoa, that sounds
Yeah, but he would.
bad. You want a PP?
He was
A
like,
pink
"You
pea?
guys want to see my pink pea?" And then he'd bring out the pink pea.
Whoa.
I guess it sounds kind of weird. You made it sound weird, but it wasn't weird. We thought it was
That was
hilarious.
the funniest thing ever.
We thought it was.
Oh, because they're like, what? Pink pea? We thought it was yellow.
He would just use all these like, like sentences or like using it like saying my pink pea, but he made it funny.
Yeah, he was great. I can't think of anything else he did, but it was good.
What did he teach you?
English.
He was probably one of the best English teachers.
Mm.
You didn't have Mr. Bowers in middle school?
No.
He was the
This bald head dude.
yeah, but he was the English honors.
Who was the other English honors before that one? Well, I had whoever that one wasn't.
He might have been new when we got there. I don't know.
Really? I thought he'd been there. But, like,
I don't even think he
established.
actually worked here. It sounds like he was just a pedophile that was showing you his pink pea and shit.
He wasn't. He was literally showing us. He was showing
He
us.
became football coach our last year.
Oh, that's even worse. So you want to see my pink penis? And he pulls out paper
Yeah.
penis. That'd be pretty funny though.
No, I was traumatizing as a 12-year-old child.
I really got drunk. Yeah, so I was let's see what happened with me. Well, the little blind kid the other day on Wednesday, I think it was. He was like standing up, and I could see his crack. So I like picked up his diaper for him, and as soon as I started picking it up, he started diarrheaing.
Ew.
And I was like, oh no! And so the two lady teachers like, all right, usually I change the diaper, but this time it's just like, ah, fuck. And then, yeah, well that day he also took off the other kid, white kid Carson. He took off his pants. We had to put him in the cool down room before the pain. He took off his pants, but then there's like a restroom in there because it's like it's a classroom, but they're also using it as storage because there's construction. So there's all this plexiglass. Like it's worst room for a cool down room, especially for a fucking pre-K kid. So there's like really nowhere to move, and then he goes into the restroom, and I guess he pees on his underwear, like. Cause I kind of like, are you okay? Like, also, like, I don't want this kid to hurt him. Like, I don't really know this kid. I don't know if he's gonna fucking hurt himself or something. It's like, yeah, I'm peeing. And I was like, all right. So I could kind of see that he had like his pants right here and he was going peeing. But he peed on his underwear. But I guess he just assumed that he peed on his pants too. So he came out the restroom pantsless. And I was like, oh man, what the fuck? And I had, and since we have this, our custodian's kind of dumb. The heater's been on in parts of the building, so the heater was on in that room. So I opened up
Cooking
the
the pea.
well but I opened up the window before he got out the restroom because it was hot, and the window leads to the courtyard. There's a courtyard. But he jumps on the counter pantless and he's like looking outside in the courtyard. I'm like, oh fuck.
How old is he?
I guess he's 5, but he's like taller than the other kids. And like the mom wanted to move him schools because like in the other school they just put him on a tablet, but that's what we've had to fucking do because otherwise he fucking goes crazy. It's crazy.
Put him on like have a tablet. Is that what you?
Mhm. Literally, like he's watching fucking YouTube videos in the back on the tablet, so he doesn't go shit crazy. Cause we only have a couple months left of school. He's a brand new kid. Our class already has kids that CPS has talked to some of them. Two of the girls CPS has already talked to. Cause today they had to talk to another one. She told us, she said that she saw her dad punch her mom in the eye, and then the mom had to go get stitches.
Oh my gosh.
And then, like, I guess somebody told CPS, but I guess that wasn't the first time, so, like, it became, like, I don't know, shit. And we got the blind kid who's fucking shitting and stuff, and he's very bossy.
How does he use a tablet, then?
No, the blind kid doesn't use a tablet. Carson is a new kid who's not blind.
Okay.
The blind kid is a Spanish-speaking kid named Samuel. Yeah.
I was like, wow, because otherwise the tablets are magic. They're even getting the blind kids.
No, and I gave him Samuel's tablet because Samuel's mom never takes the tablet out of the backpack, so his fucking backpack's heavy and shit, and then he's blind, so I was like, fuck it, here, use this tablet. But then the teacher sent it home with him. One of the teachers wasn't out today, and I was kind of upset because I always tell her when I'm gonna be out, but she didn't tell me. She's like, oh yeah, I told the principal and the other teacher. I was like, I'm your TA, like tell me, stupid. Maybe she's worried like that I won't show up if she doesn't show up. I don't know. But I wouldn't do that to the other two.
How would you even do that anyway? Just like show up and she's not there and be like, oh, never mind.
No, that she doesn't want to tell me ahead of time. She didn't let me know.
Right.
So she's assuming, that once I show up, I'm not going to leave.
Right.
So she said, like, maybe she'll say, hey, I'm not going to show up. And I'll be like, fuck it, me neither.
Oh, then me either.
Right. But I don't think that's me.
Have you done that before?
No. But that's also like, I guess she feel like maybe she doesn't feel like she doesn't have to tell me. Because that's happened before. Where the other teacher would be like, oh, and then I got back from lunch and I was high today. I come back from lunch high every day, but there was a gas leak. Or there was a potential gas leak. So everybody was outside for a while. Like, I was like, hey, is it a fire drill? Is it a real fire? What the fuck? No, like it's a potential gas leak. So I went over there and then Carson started getting restless, so I had to let Carson use my phone. And then this one kid, Brandon, picked up this rock and it was like full of ants. And he's like, oh, God. And we're like right here by the street, you know what I mean? Because it's like in front of the school, because that's where pre-K goes right here. So it's just like, it's crazy. But it was alright. It was pretty chill.
You know, I kind of understand that kid.
Which one?
The
Ants.
The tablet kid.
What do you understand about him?
Not being able to like calm down unless he's having something like focused on or whatever. Because there was even some like, I'm assuming he's like obviously somewhat autistic or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's this girl that I follow on Instagram or something. I don't know, it's on Facebook, but it seems it's from Instagram or whatever. You know, like a reel. But she has like balls, like these big
testicles.
No, I know you're gonna say that. And I meant like actual like cool balls, like they're shiny. And
They're like those Chinese ones. You go.
She kind of like shines them on, like they're big, and whatever. And so she says that she likes stimulation, like, and so that's real big for people who are like neurodivergent, like they need some kind of like stimuli.
There's so many different variations of the autism, which is so crazy. We have a little girl that's kind of new named Angelique, and she's always like, she kind of reminds me of you a little bit, like the way she's like kind of tall and stuff. But like she has autism where, because there's two of the kids that have the autism where they repeat what they hear. Like if we say, like Jamari, sit down. She's like, Jamari, sit down. She's just like, well, she'll just repeat it. But if you tell her to do something, she just won't fucking do it. She's like climbing on furniture and shit, throwing herself, digging in her pants and shit. Is crazy.
So I have learned that that's also part of ADHD, or people who are neurodivergent, that they're gonna might like just like repeat a sound that they heard a lot, or a sound, or a phrase. Hello, that's rude.
See, he's autistic because he's climbing on the furniture and stuff.
Baby.
Should be quiet.
He's crying because he wanted to go out. I took him out. Because he's like, Mommy said she'll take me yesterday. She didn't take me, and then she's going to sleep.
She gonna forget.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's done. No.
Forgot what I was saying.
You were just saying about the kid who need to focus on the tablet. He's just watching Ryan videos.
No. But then you said the
girl
little
who was flipping around.
Yeah. So.
Oh, the repeating.
Mm-hmm.
There's the other kid, this Asian kid.
That's part of it.
There's
a word for it.
There's this one Asian kid that his name is Daniel, and he calls me Daddy. And I've told him like, I'm not your daddy, Mr. Benitez. Okay, Daddy.
Dad.
But then sometimes he'll come in like 3 times he's come in where he's like having a panic attack. Like he's like, okay, Daddy, or okay, Mommy, I'm going in the car, we're going to school. Like he's just like, and it's just like, oh, this dude is tripping. Then there's this like funny fat black kid named Jaden, whose dad's like in and out of jail. Sometimes he'll have like a chain or a watch and shit, and he'll just bust out crying. I love the kids. It's pretty crazy. The way they have it's like a cartoon. Cartoons. Yeah, but I mean, they love me, so I'm like their god.
Shut up.
Like there's like one of them named Lanesia. She's like, I wish I could take you home, and you could just teach me shit. I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to go to your house. Nah. Or if they say they want to go to my crib, I was like, shit, you'll be bored.
Yeah.
You do not want to come over. I'm fucking, I do what they do probably. I'm on the computer, but I'm editing and shit, so I'm kind of doing something. No, but yeah, it's pretty cool. You should try it.
I got an interview out of preschool, so I'm waiting to hear back from them.
Oh, that's dope.
It's a holistic preschool, whatever. So like,
to let everybody be barefoot. You don't have to blow your nose. You don't have to wipe your ass.
It's not as cool as the website made it seem, but
nothing's ever as cool as the website.
Yeah.
Even Epstein's Island.
But those kids are very, very smart, and they're like they're baby. Like it's 1 to 5.
So they're like unvaccinated, probably, possibly. Some
maybe I don't know. I wasn't
It's
required.
probably a bunch of rich kids. So
well, holistic. Rich people. I mean, there's a mix of them.
It's saying holistic as in like.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
They do yoga. They don't like really yell at the kids. Like they're trying to, which they still they don't yell at them, but they still raise their voice.
You have to.
More people are getting the vaccine.
Right, you're right. True that. But that's weird how holistic. That's like a double. Like it shouldn't, right? Like the holistic people shouldn't be vaccinated.
No.
But I'm talking about like, because we have one girl, this one little black girl named Janelle, and she doesn't have any vaccines. Like, do you know those? They give you like those 30 vaccines and shit, and she's like.
And
she's a kid. She's smart. Yeah, because you could just sign something. You just get like something that says the same way that I was able to go to Eastfield without getting that other shot. Y'all had to get what was it?
Meningitis.
Yeah.
Good thing, because I broke out in hives, so maybe you might have too.
Holy shit! Now you have meningitis. They gave it to you. That's what it was.
Maybe.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. I mean, well, I don't know what's crazy.
But yeah, so those kids are really smart. They learn Spanish, French, and it's like it looks like a little like there's a little black kid, well, like little African kids more than anything, but little white kids. The white kids are the bad ones. And then
how long were you there?
For 4 hours, and then 4 hours again.
Why?
For an interview.
For a 4-hour interview?
Probably making sure, like, one, I'm not like a weird drug addict or something. Or
seeing you actually work. Did you get paid for that interview?
No.
That's a whole day's work.
Yeah. It is. So we'll see. I don't think the super manager guy was super impressed by me, but he seemed kind of a douchebag. But everybody else seemed to really like me. I don't care.
That's dope.
We'll see how it goes. I got fired.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Quit, but then he told me like, don't come back.
Well, if you quit, why would he?
Like, she gave her 2 weeks.
Oh, and then he said, just don't worry about it. Well, that makes
He's a
sense.
manipulator. I don't know. It was-
I mean, because it's.
I wouldn't think that makes sense, because, like,
No, he needs me. He's fucking himself.
don't you need, you
Mm.
you obviously have people to cover shit.
Because I couldn't even get April 16th off because we didn't have one more person to cover. Well,
Yeah.
apparently you'll be fine without that day covered because
Right. Unless you have somebody just lined up already.
they were already looking for somebody. Supposedly they were trying to, and I told Alex, like I told her, I was like, hey, just try. I'm thinking about finding another place so I can go 3 days a week. And then after that, it kind of just like went downhill. Not that I think she told, because I don't think so. He just started giving to me more, and I just couldn't keep my mouth shut anymore. And he did not like that. And I didn't like that he was treating the other girl, and
The lesbian?
yeah. And then he started acting like it was so odd. I'm like, well, it's not odd because I talked to you from the beginning. The beginning, I told you I've been crying every day since I came home, and you were telling me that I'm gonna feel different, and it's just because I'm training. And I was like, and it's weird because I don't think it's different. I think you just like normalized how things are, and like I wasn't even allowed to have a tampon in the restroom. Like he would literally move it and put it back in my cubby because he would be like, hey, or he'd be like, there's a female, what's it called? Female sanitary pad or whatever.
Hygiene product?
In the restroom. Please, like, make sure you remove that. And so one day I told him I think it should not be that way. And he denied it. He said it's part of being a grown up. And
Damn, if only we had like new lawyers. It costs so much to sue somebody. But that's something like you could like, maybe you could call the papers.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it a thing. Because, I'm planning on making a blog. But like the whole period thing, the pad thing, that I'm gonna make it a thing. Especially once I saw that Disney is now, like on that movie, Turning Red, the mom had like boxes of pads because she thinks the daughter starts her period.
That's what turning red actually means. It's like
Yeah,
it's like a symbolic version
It's
of
more
it.
like family trauma that carries on with you. But that's what mom thinks it
But
is.
turning red, like.
Because she turns into a red panda.
No, I know that. But I'm
No, it's
saying,
like-
like a
It is.
I didn't think about it
a
until
lower version, like it's just a symbolic of puberty. If a girl turned into puberty, right?
Well, it tries to make it seem like that, but it's really, when you watch the movie, it's about
It's like a
It's like
double
something-
entendre.
something that comes with the trauma. Like, that's all it's
Right.
meaning representing. You watch it. It's so good.
It was really good.
So good.
I can't
I,
watch
didn't,
those
I thought it was
movies.
going to be white.
It's not.
I want to
there's-
watch Moon Knight.
There's no singing.
Moon Knight was dope as shit.
That's what Xavier told me too.
I loved it.
There's no singing, and
There's no singing.
No, I mean I don't mind singing. Sunny and Always Sunny has singing. It's just Disney
Well, that's
movies in
different.
general. I just fell off of Disney movies since. What's the last Disney movie I watched?
they're so good. That one's. I mean, I hadn't watched them again in a while. Frozen was the last one I saw.
The way that everybody raved about Coco, and then I watched it and I didn't feel anything.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty good.
and I don't know why. Maybe because I know that maybe about the cruise or the Disney cruise, and they went to Epstein Island and shit. I don't know. Maybe subconsciously.
But
I'm
those
like,
people
this is
necessarily isn't.
No, I know that, but those people were paid by those people. Or, I mean, I don't know.
But like we were paid by.
But Coco didn't do nothing for me, really.
I liked it, and it was cool that it was about Mexico. I'm just like, of course, the movie about us, we have to be dead. But other than that, it
That's the only
didn't.
thing people know,
About
white people know
Mexico.
about Mexico is the United States.
But
Yeah,
it
and
was
I don't
so
like
cool.
that either, because it's like, that's not even like a Mexican, isn't that like more of like an Indian thing? Like, it's
No,
like,
it's pretty Mexican.
yeah. So
I
it's
like
it's
Day of the
like a-
Dead,
It's like
but-
Catholic.
It's Mexican. Because other Catholics don't celebrate it in other countries.
What were the other ones? Because see, I didn't watch Moana. Was that good?
I
It's
haven't
okay.
seen
Lilo and Stitch was like one of the last ones that was like, I feel like, but
The-
maybe that was my childhood.
The last movies, these last two movies are like talking about like, it's talking towards parents. And it's like telling them like, and it's also just talking about making like a change and like, and also just targeting family trauma stuff.
Because also the writers are going through and they're all in therapy and shit. So
Yeah.
fuck it, let's write about our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. I don't know if it's for me though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I respect it. I wonder why they need to make a dolphin movie.
They did Flipper.
Oh yeah. No,
They haven't made
right?
another one, right?
But Flipper was a show, wasn't it, from the 70s? That was weird how they did it. They had like Flipper, and then they had what's the dog? Lassie.
And there's a horse, Mr. Ed, maybe?
Oh, okay.
And he would talk.
Oh, I want to ask you how y'all feel about the slap.
I don't know. I've seen certain angles in the video, and it seemed like, was that real?
Everything's staged when it comes to that. They
Like,
wouldn't
or
have-
was it staged? They just did it like very choreographed to me, but
It was weird, ain't it?
yeah.
It's very weird.
They don't have any security right there by the things where they're gonna be like, hey, don't. That's not part of the show. Like you can't just come on there. Somebody's
Right.
stage. I don't know.
I've heard different, like, because at first I'm just like, that's fake. It's all fake. It's all a ploy. And then I watched it, and if it's real, then it's fucked up on Will Smith's part, I think.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because it's just a joke. It's not the first time Chris Rock made jokes about them. Chris Rock was like in the cast like recently or something. Like he had just had,
Yeah.
and then that nobody was like, they just left this fool up there alone. Like
Nobody did anything?
He's not gonna he's not gonna get a physical assault thing.
nothing. Like nothing.
But, like,
Well,
if that
Well,
happens
that's what I was saying
in
because
real life,
Chris
they
Rock's not
say-
gonna charge him, but they should have kicked him out or been like, hey man, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
But
you can't
even
do it.
if you assault somebody, if they don't press charges, the state can take over the case.
Mm.
And so I'm just saying,
And it's
if
weird
you
how-
do that shit on national TV, the state's not gonna take that over.
And it's weird how like the celebrities are like with Will Smith, but the comedians are with Chris Rock.
Yeah. Oh, there's celebrities that are with.
Yeah, there. I heard that the guy, the dude from Hangover, like the quote unquote hotter dude. I don't know his name. Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper and Denzel were like, yeah, good for you. They're like, hugging
Oh,
and shit.
Denzel went up to him. That's right. I did see that.
Yeah. And then I think there was like tweets of other actors were like, yeah, because people like Ricky Gervais will call them out on their shit,
Yeah.
and they're like,
They don't like that.
yeah.
if you're defending me, don't slap.
No, it's like.
And then that too, like, so I've heard that, like, I don't need you to slap somebody for me, you
Right.
know, like, it's weird. And then the whole thing, did y'all know
It's
that?
embarrassing, I guess, though.
I mean, you can just.
Slap a man on national television.
Why can't you just be like, hey, no, shut up? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah, there should be you can't just go straight to slapping somebody, right?
Yeah, hey, yeah.
if,
wasn't
if he
cool.
kept saying
Not
like,
even
nah,
that thing.
fuck you guys, like, you know, whatever, and then he'd go over there. and
Even
slap.
then, though,
But-
it wasn't even a heavy joke.
Eric Griffin on a podcast, he was like, Will Smith should have been like, hey man, I'm coming for you, get ready, square up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, give him a warning or something at
Uh-huh.
least, so you
Yeah.
give him a chance to run or defend himself.
So I'm just looking down,
Because he's like
just-
going up to him, like if he's gonna do like a little skit.
Like, that's funny.
Yeah,
maybe
and then
or
he
something.
just. But then I've seen pictures where it looks like he embraced. Like, I don't know, who knows? It's all, it could be.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't even
It's all
know.
weird.
Like Pete Davidson and Kanye West. Like I love Kanye. Pete Davidson's cool, but like, you know, some comedians are like more with Pete Davidson.
We don't like him in this household.
Yeah.
Who?
Pete Davidson.
I
What's
just
that?
don't think he's funny.
I think he's a pedophile. I think
Yeah.
What?
Maybe that, but I just don't think he's funny.
because of his jokes. Because you don't.
He
Those
did say
aren't
some
normal
pedophile
jokes.
jokes.
That normal people say. That's not funny just because it's a joke. It's not a normal joke.
Yeah, I think he sold his soul. I think he was funny in his early shit.
They're probably a lot of them are probably just like pedophiles, like date normal grown-ups, but also like. do
But
nasty
also,
stuff.
he could also. There's some people who just are that. Not deranged. What's the word? It's not deteriorated, but they're so. Not devolved, but they're so delusional.
I feel like you're
Is
saying
it-
like they're so fucked up that they think that's
They
funny.
think it's funny.
Like no,
Right.
it is just a joke or whatever.
Right.
Like, but that's not something to
Yeah.
joke about. or whatever.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Although with the platform, it's not.
A healthy person knows this, but
Yeah.
somebody who, because that's a shock, he's just looking for shock laughs. Like,
Right.
it's not even a good joke. It's just like,
Yeah.
like real comedians, you can tell because they're not doing like,
It forces
Just
people
for
to
shock.
want to smile at a child getting molested, and I don't like that. You
If
know,
you're
if you
weak.
think about it,
if you're weak. I'm a strong, I'm like,
we're just like,
I'm not doing it.
I don't know.
It's not funny. Not at all.
and that's not okay. You know what? My boss said a few pedophile things, and sometimes in the back of my mind, I'm like, because you're always telling me don't think the worst about people, but like, it's so hard for me not to because.
Like, what was a pedophile joke you said?
I don't know, like he'll just say things like, remember he was telling me about, well, you guys probably be glad that, I don't know, like he was saying like, that would be weird if, I don't know, just different situations, like that would be pretty weird if I wanted to do that, if a grown man was living with a little girl or something like that. I'm just thinking like,
If
why?
a girl man was a grown man.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact specifics of certain conversations, but I just felt like, I always just thought, I don't think you realize how weird that joke is, because it makes you sound like a pedophile.
Though the fact that he's
But-
saying it'd be weird if I
Or
did
you-
that, it's
or
like,
you-
no, it's weird that you're even saying this shit.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Or like you don't want, like he's like, it'd be kind of weird. Like, you guys probably know that I don't want that or whatever. And then he brought up the Harry Potter video, and he was saying that Harbor the dog messed up his DVD, his Harry Potter DVD. And he said, but I can't go and buy a new DVD because I could literally look like a grown man for just buying a Harry Potter DVD. I look like a pedophile or something like that. And then I later on thought, I was like, he just buy it online. Like he doesn't have to do that. And then I was just like,
I don't.
Is
Me
he
and
scared to look like a pedophile
Me-
because
because
he
he's
is
a like it is like, but there's a lot of people who like Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Yeah, Harry
Yeah.
Potter is old.
Like we've all liked this.
Yeah.
A lot of people liked this since they were children.
Kids.
The original Harry Potter came out like in 2007
Yeah.
or
So I
something.
just feel like,
Not even.
so you want that video?
So he's at least older than 20.
He's 46 or something like that.
Yeah, so for him to think that is weird. Like, is he
That's really
stuck back in time where in 2005 when he was still like
he
brand new
very
and shit?
stuck back in time where he thinks having period or having any
Yeah.
idea and no, or where we weren't allowed to talk about periods or let him know anything about a period because it was unprofessional and he didn't like it. And when I stood up about it, finally after 5 months, I felt like I would work my way up to okay.
That's unprofessional, but he can make pedophile jokes.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. There's a lot of things like that I would call him out on finally.
Maybe did he take his pants down and walk around like the kid I had to.
Pretty metaphorically, he did pretty much.
Man, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Is it great?
I'm lucky. I got a pretty chill boss. She's only like a couple years older than me.
You though tell me how
She's
awesome.
She's a black woman like me in my soul.
He was telling me how it was awesome and just like love bombing me to the point it started making me feel uncomfortable. But I just felt like, okay, he's just weird. He's just weird. But I'm just like, at some point, like, why do I keep always making excuses for people making me feel uncomfortable? Why do I just like always like, oh, because they don't know better, they don't know better, or whatever. But it's like, at some point, no, I think he knows plenty better, and I think he knows exactly what he's doing. And he's testing my boundaries, and he's just trying to make it seem like it's okay because he's the boss, and it's not. And I'm just.
That's
and,
weird. See, that's the thing about working for a school district.
or a bigger business where there you can go to HR. Or
You can
something.
filter. There's
That's
a
how small
filter.
business owners are.
I'm like, no, dude, you think you're.
Well, at least I don't like. They can't be all of them. There's got to be some that are good.
And then he tried to
Yeah.
say he was going to send me my last check, even though I was like, no, I'm going to go pick up my check. He said, it's actually more of our policy for. Wait, this is like through email. It's more of our policy for us to send you.
Our like he's one part. Is he talking about
Yeah,
him in the
he
bird?
does that all the time.
He must be talking about the bird.
Because it's our policy to send the last check when it didn't end on good terms, which this is not ending on good terms. And I was like, but I'm saying I'm going to get it. I can get it from Alex in the
But you're
parking lot.
putting in 2 weeks. That's like the best way to do it.
And
But how's that not good terms? That's the
Because
best
of-
of terms.
because he was telling me how odd it is that I'm saying anything to him or anything like that, and because I was asking for it to move to 5:30 because I no longer want to stay at 6 to be in the building with him alone. He's starting to creep me out. I don't like it, and
It's also unnecessary. It's a waste of money for the company.
like it's just
Alright,
like.
what's it matter?
But he
Yeah.
said, but he's like, no, he's in a denial. He believes in mental health. That's just for my well-being and my safety. I want to. That's from now on for me being there. And he denies that request, blah, 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 because of my hours I was hired were this amount, and we need somebody there. Which is stupid because obviously you didn't because I'm fired, so, or I quit and you told me not to come back.
Before he could even hire somebody.
So, no, you didn't need those hours, you're just trying to be controlling. But, so that all turned into then me telling, he was like, it's so odd because the past 5 months you've never complained before, da-da-da, so this is so weird to me. And I was like, no, that's not weird. So I started telling him all this, and I started saying, I think you're manipulative. I think you try to use power tactics, and I started saying, I don't like the way you treat Alex. And I told him all this on Sunday. And I said, I don't feel comfortable with the constant love bombing. And then I said, then you can try to keep
with the constant what?
Love bombing.
What is that?
Like, always telling me how great I am, that he, like, how great he feels around me, how, like, he feels so calm around me, even though I don't feel calm around him. Like, it feels like when, you remember when Dad would come home? Remember when Dad would come home? I don't know.
That's gotta be.
But
yeah, when Dad would come home and what?
And, like, you kind of just felt like, so he would sometimes show up too, whenever it'd be on his day off, and me and Alex are like having a great freaking time. And all of a sudden he's just like in this weird fucking mood that like when Dad would come home and just like angry that we're like enjoying our time. Like it's just so fucking weird. Like and then you constantly saying you need a day off, but then showing up on your day off. And I feel like, he's weird. I don't know.
He has no life.
Yeah, so.
He lives with a bird.
Those are weird people.
Yeah, and then he tried to hold.
He's married to a bird because he's been dating that bird since he was a kid.
I feel bad for the bird now.
Is the bird a girl?
Yeah.
I feel bad for him too because he didn't even choose the bird. It was a gift, right?
I have no idea how he got the bird.
They're both fucked.
I just know he got it when he was 15, but I don't know if they gave it to him when he was 15 or if he was like a kid saying, I want a bird.
And they're just like,
imagine making that commitment though.
Yeah.
And not realizing.
You can't let a 15-year-old make that commitment.
That's like making, you know what?
He needed something to make people like him. So I'm assuming people didn't like him his whole life.
Even there's kids that they're trying to make laws that let 15-year-old kids be trans, and they might not be understanding the consequences, like getting the
doing the surgery,
right? Getting the parrot, or they're trying to do it because they didn't get attention as another, and they're like, oh, maybe people will love me as.
They shouldn't just because they're not completely.
They should wait until they're adults.
Just because, like, you don't know what that's gonna do to their health. Just like it's unhealthy for people to get for them to take the whole uterus thing out of us. Like, like if they have to go to the extremes to do that, because otherwise it can actually cause a lot of problems.
Everything's connected.
So yeah, everything's connected. That even like they say with dogs getting fixed and stuff, now they're saying like there should be a different way because that also possibly could lead to other problems later on because of the hormones that they're lacking. So like it's like that's not healthy for a 15-year-old body to go underneath that.
Right.
How can they?
When it's not ready yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some people are trying to pass laws to allow kids to be able to.
No, they shouldn't.
And allow doctors to do it.
That doesn't sound healthy at all.
It's weird.
It's too new. I mean, I guess it's not too new, but I don't know. It's still new to be doing that to kids, I feel. It doesn't seem right.
To understand the psychological impacts.
Yeah.
If they really care about mental health, or if there's like another agenda.
Well, if they care about mental health, they understand it's not separate, though. It's all connected. But a lot of times they separate it. But anyway, so he tried to withhold. Well, he didn't. He tried to say that he was going to send the check, and I was like, I'm going to get the check. And he's like, well, it's our policy, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, well, I said, you've never made a policy. Maybe
it's my policy that I pick up.
And I was like, and I can pick up the check. I don't have to go to the store or whatever. And I said, I have the right to get my check on the deadline, of it. And he's like, well, actually, according to the Texas Commission law, I could actually send it, which it does say that, but I'm like, no, it's saying that I could request it. Like,
it's saying that it's under your.
Yeah.
You decide.
And especially, it's saying if they've been dismissed or discharged, then you can send it in the mail. It's like, but I actually have not been discharged or dismissed. I said I gave my 2 weeks notice.
Right.
According to the Texas Commission law, right here it says that you're allowed to they're allowed to say we don't need you next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But that's still saying that I quit.
Right.
So you didn't discharge me, therefore I deserve my check on the deadline.
Right.
And he was just trying to say that I was saying that the Texas law was unfair. He's like, I was like, I was showing him literally where it says. I said, can you show me what you're trying to say? And he never did.
He's a retard.
And I was just like, he is seriously a fucking psycho. And then he tries to say that and then he starts saying, you know, all these texts and all these calls are obsessive. And just like, cause it was just,
It's like, this
Well,
is
'cause
this
you're
is my
fucking
livelihood.
yeah. And I said,
Yeah,
I'm only being obsessive over my money. Like
Right.
anybody else would.
Right.
I said, I have no other reason to contact you except my money.
Right.
And
So my mom ended up going in there and getting it.
she didn't get it. Alex came out to the parking lot. I just didn't want him to try to say I was
Right,
doing
no.
anything, or because then he tried to say that I'm not allowed to
On the
into
premises
the store,
and shit,
and that if I could even go to the window, it would cause security. And I was like, I'm not even planning on it. And I was like, so
Like,
I just want my money that I earned. You stupid asshole.
psychopath.
Yeah.
Birdman. It's like a Batman villain.
And it was just like as soon as whenever I told him I don't like the way you treat Alex because like there was this time that was unfair and I called him out on it.
He's gonna kill Alex now.
And he goes, how about you let me worry about me and Alex's relationship and let me worry about you in my eyes. And I was just like he just like totally changed and became this super weird psychopath, and that's why I was just like, I need to get the fuck out of here. And I was just like, we shouldn't have different relationships. If we're a team,
Right.
we should all be treated
It's
the
one
same.
relationship.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
It's
so,
an open relationship.
I was like, I said, so I should be, and I did not go to her first and say, hey, I don't like when he's treating you. I felt like I needed to tell him because I feel like to her, she just thinks men are just all shit and they're all just mean. And I had to tell him like, this is not normal. Like, not all men act this way, and even macho bosses don't all act this
Don't
way.
act that way. Yeah.
Like, I've had macho
So
bosses.
is that her only? Like, has she had other jobs?
She's worked at like Whole Foods. She's worked at like grocery store, things like that. So this is like
she's like 20.
she's like 24,
Mhm.
and she's been in school.
Ripe for abuse.
And she's autistic.
Oh no.
And yeah.
She thinks it's her dad.
And I do actually yes, because she was saying that her dad is. Because when I brought up that I think he's a narcissist, she said
Her
she
dad
started
has a
laughing.
bird too.
She said, my dad's a narcissist, and so-and-so's mom's a narcissist, her girlfriend's mom's a narcissist. And I was like, okay. I said, but they're not all the same. Like, they're all not,
No, everybody's a
There's not
narcissist.
just
It's not
this
okay.
narcissist.
and
That's the thing.
it's like different
There's
types.
different narcissists.
Yeah, and they're going to show in different areas, but he's showing it in his work life. That's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing for someone to get real emotional with somebody and they have a deep relationship, and that weird thing starts to develop that shape what you have with your parents or something, whatever.
Mhm.
It's a whole other thing whenever you're doing that with fucking strangers.
Right.
And then as I started getting there and I started like, man, his relationship started becoming not good. He started becoming this weird person where he started acting like he was somebody, like he would talk about like cars, and then he would just bring up weird stuff. I'm like, I've never heard this man talk about cars before. And then
Like he's reading a book like How to Attract Women from the 80s or something. Just like talk about cars. Just talk about
he was,
birds.
Talk about birds. And I started thinking, you know what? He probably talks so much at work because at home he probably doesn't talk to anybody.
He has nobody.
And
You don't think he's talking to the bird?
I don't think he does.
I think he's
I don't
talking to the
understand why
bird.
the bird doesn't talk more.
You think the bird would?
Talk so much.
How old is the bird?
Maybe they're.
Especially when I see how
The bird's 20 something.
He's 32.
32. That's right. He's older than us.
Yeah. Your age.
You think we should
I would love to keep that bird.
kidnap the bird?
No.
I would love to keep that.
For Shredder's like, what? Kidnap the bird?
As
We can
soon-
eat the bird.
I cried. That's like the one
I'll
of the
have
saddest
it.
about.
Nah.
He was.
Don't turn into a weird bird.
I know. I want to be
I
Birdman
don't want to be a
too.
weird bird person.
We all
Vader
start-
would just always want to murder.
You think so? You think he's?
You're gonna have like a constant Tweety bird, Sylvester.
I think he would always want to fuck with him. Look, he looks just like Sylvester.
Yeah.
I
And
just would feel
but
like
that
he
bird-
would be jealous because the bird would be up the highest.
Oh.
He would not be down with that shit.
Fuck this
This nigga got
piece of
things
shit.
he
Why
Yeah.
you dog talking?
You think you could feel?
And he can talk, yeah.
No.
Oh. Why can't I use the
Just because of the butane.
fire? Doesn't matter, but whatever.
My
Let's see.
throat, my sensitive baby chicken throat.
You
No,
suck
turkey
like
throat.
So much dick.
Only fat black dick.
Oh my gosh! So today
I'm just kidding.
I went over to Dad's, and he has new chickens. and then he had a new chicken who has babies, and so he has them in a litter box thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he unveiled them, and he was like, he's ready to film it. And I was okay, so I filmed it. He's like, ta-da! And they all like kind of come out, and then all of a sudden there's like one that's just like dead. And he's like, no. And I was like, oh shit! At least I had to start recording.
Nah, you keep recording. What are you talking about? That's the time you keep recording.
That's the beauty of life.
You
And
catch the.
he
catch
wanted
the
me to
film.
take a picture of it, and he kept like holding it and like touching it. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna take a picture of it. And he was like, he's waiting to show Kim. I was like, okay. And I was like, you better make sure that there's no bugs crawling around on it whenever she
Nah,
gets
they were
here.
protected. Oh yeah, he needs to do it quick.
Because
But for the moment, it was fine, right?
it was gross. I don't know. I mean, like, okay, but it's still a dead corpse. Like,
We-
I have no connection to this little dead animal.
We had chicks in my class. We had like 6 chicks. We had eggs and they incubated and they hatched. This was a couple years ago. And one of the kids named Peacemaker, he was autistic. I went on lunch. I come back and they said that he had got one of them and just squeezed it to death. I didn't even realize it. I mean, I don't know.
They're probably fragile. And
Yeah, he's like, oh fuck, a squishy toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just died.
That sounds...
I was like, what?
How did he feel about it?
He didn't show any emotion.
That's terrible.
He flipped it
Yeah.
off. He flipped it off. At the daycare, there's an incubator with chicks, and they were hatching. And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay,
And then they sent him
But,
to a
like,
farm afterwards.
hopefully.
Oh.
Like, what is
I mean,
I was
you-
gonna say what happens to this.
Normal kids, for the most part, they can like pet them and shit.
Right.
But it's
Or
just.
observe them.
But if you have some hood kids, or you have some.
These aren't normal kids. Man, all these kids
Special-
are like hugging me. They just barely knew me. Like, they started like, I'm like falling in love with these kids already. They're very different than any kids, like our family's kids, or,
Why?
because they're just so social.
Oh, they're not afraid of.
And they're all like very
Cool.
social with each other. But they just did a very good job of socializing the kids.
Yeah, normal kids just kind of do that. Like, we can't stop them. We couldn't stop our kids are so like, I mean, they're just naturally hands on. Like,
Yeah.
like they have some of the boys are best friends. There's one boy who I think is Korean, but I'm not sure. He's not autistic, but he's pretty funny. And he's like real good friends with like this kid named Brandon. And one time they were like in nap time, they were like laying together. And he had his like hand in his shirt and shit. I'm like, damn, they're just brothers and shit.
Yeah.
Let's keep each other warm and shit. Like, man.
Like puppies.
Like, I don't think it's gay. Like, I think they're just really
Yeah.
close and they don't
Like,
know.
Right.
like puppies.
Yeah, yeah. And then they'll try to wrestle and shit, but it's like, you can't. Because then one's like real big and then, yeah, it's crazy.
There was these 2 little boys I went to recess with. Well, I went to recess with the whole little class. But they're not allowed to play bad guys, right? Like pretty much anything that fighting games or aggressive games. And so she has to try to like say all the different versions of no this, no that, and whatever. But they're pretty much no bad guys.
Man, whenever I have all the kids out there, sorry to interrupt again, but I let them play. They be playing red light, green light from Squid Games. They be fucking shooting each other. I was like, as long as they're not actually hitting.
That's how I
each
kind
other,
of feel like why can't they just play like that?
Yeah.
it's cops and rubbers.
But I understand they're kind of like you're at risk of them getting hurt or whatever because they're little. And
One might take it too far.
yeah.
And actually
I
kill
mean,
them or
like
something.
the one little
What did you
girl
say?
bumped her
What?
head just by running into the fence.
Huh?
Like one little girl bumped her head, not even playing with anybody. Like she ran into the fence, and she was like, ah, like, and it was just like, okay, like,
Started crying.
yeah, like why? You
How'd
saw
you
the
know?
fence, like, you know the fence is there. You know where the ends. It's not a very big place.
Was she
Yeah.
slow?
No, she's pretty smart. I don't know. She's just,
How old is she?
it's like 3, 4.
But maybe she didn't see the fence because maybe she was just looking directly into one of the diamonds in the fence.
I think she was turning around looking and then was running, and then
Uh,
yeah, like a dumb little.
That we had this one girl who's like a clut. My bad, keep going.
I was gonna say that little boy was just like whatever. I asked him, "Are you guys playing bad guys?" And they were like, "No." And then this little girl was like, "Yeah, they're playing bad guys, right?" And then it was time to line up. And then the little boy told the other boys like, "Man, maybe one day you and I can play. You can come to my house and we can play." Like he was just like, "Man, these stupid like squares.
I know.
I don't want to listen."
Fucking liberal cucks. We'll just play bad guys and good guys.
I was like, "Hey, man. I mean, like, I personally don't, but this is
Right.
like La La Land, so." You gotta pretend to be a kitty. That's what the other people were doing.
But even kitties fucking fight.
They were like petting the cat. This girl.
They have a cat?
No, this girl was pretending to be a cat, and all the kids were treating her as she.
Oh, it was weird one time because this white girl was there was this little black boy and he was the dog. And I was like, oh, this doesn't look right. Like, eh. And then the black kid's like, she's like, don't.
Who's gonna do that shit later?
Yeah. Like, it's just innocent, but.
But it's not innocent. It's not innocent world in public school.
Public
Sounds
school.
wild.
Yeah.
You're saving that kid from being older and remembering that he used to just like this white girl.
Unless he's gonna be into like.
I don't think he's gonna
dominatrix,
remember
is that
it.
what they're called?
And I don't think he's like.
It's SMU, not SMU. What's it called?
I don't know.
That Rama, the Rihanna song. SMU.
S&M. SMU.
SMU.
That'd be cool if she had an SMU song. Put Dallas on the map again.
Damn, Salem Hood was being into that.
Yeah, that's weird too.
Nah, but ever since. Yeah, that's not okay. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to help him.
We're gonna be a norm. Y'all work tomorrow?
That's funny.
Oh. Sorry.
Start crying. It's okay.
What time you work?
He gave me he wanted to end my thing because he knew I would try to like stash up on food.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he noticed.
Yeah. He's okay.
Oh, that's what he was thinking about the 2 weeks.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Did you watch the Batman?
Haven't.
No.
Have you?
You plan on seeing it?
I would like to see it. I saw that 5-minute Joker thing,
Yeah, that was dope.
and that made me want to watch the movie. I know he's not really in it.
Right. But I like the
Okay,
way
the
that
universe looked interesting.
seeing Batman, the way he carried himself. I was like,
Right.
all right, I'm with it. Damn, we should go see it.
Yeah.
I don't know when. I think Sunday. I'm trying to get a haircut. Tomorrow I'm supposed to go to. But then, if y'all still haven't seen it, like Good Friday or that Easter weekend at some point,
When is that? Is that next week?
it's in a couple weeks.
We probably won't next
What?
See Batman.
Batman.
But it's like 3 hours. We gotta get real.
Oh my
week.
goodness.
Well, Spider-Man. Spider-Man wasn't that long.
Sounds
Yeah.
terrible.
Spider-Man didn't feel that long.
Nah, it was like fun and happy.
Yeah.
You-
Batman's gonna be like,
It's like a drama, like
Yeah.
detective shit, very
Yeah.
much.
In Mexico, I went to go see Selena. They gave us like a break,
yeah, I think they just did that for everything. I assumed
Maybe they do.
Intermission.
It's
Too.
they do
Like-
that at the
like a movie
At the
theater.
movie
Yeah.
theater.
Those drive-ins and stuff.
That's why I used to have like the little cartoons. Like,
Right,
let's
yeah.
go get some popcorn. Yeah, and that's the drive-throughs. Drive-ins. Drive-bys. What's happening up there? You think they're exercising?
Yeah, the little kid
they're
was
auditing.
just fucking wild.
Carson, why should be the kid that I'm like
It's
at
a
the
little,
restraint?
like, Korean kid or something.
Oh, it might be James.
He's like, he's mean like,
He's what?
he's mean like when he wants.
Like he
he's
wanna
like
fight
being
you.
held, you know, by his mother. He's probably like 3-4 years old.
Pre-K maybe.
So,
Some kids, they don't realize, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you could be destroyed.
for
I mean,
real.
I would go to jail for life, but
I would end your life.
yeah. I guess they know that, like, you're not going to jail for this.
Right.
For me. You're not doing shit.
If I get the job, I'd be with like the 2-year-olds.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta change diapers? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. When it's
But they're 2, so I think most of them, they don't all wear diapers.
some of them are potty trained.
Yeah. And I think so most of them don't go in their diaper all the time, but sometimes they do.
Right.
And they're smart, but they're...
Damn, that's still very young. I'm trying to remember Xavier too. What did he do it to? What did y'all get? When did you get Vader? Was it how he was 4, right?
Mm-hmm. Like 4 or 5.
2. I don't even know that. Oh, that was 2010. Yeah, he was just a little baby. Just a tiny little walking around.
They're fun. Well, I went to the 1-year-old room. I didn't really like it. They were staring at me. There's like looking
drilling
around.
and shit.
I'm just like, hey. So.
Yeah, those are literally. I mean, those are toddlers too, right?
Yeah, they're
Babies
toddlers.
are just until they can. Until 1, and then you're a toddler.
I think 1-year-olds are toddlers too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You,
Yeah.
So until 2.
I think is 3 now a toddler.
I guess so.
I don't know because they have pre-K 3 now, so you can send them to school at 3 years old.
Really?
Public education with the fucking 5th graders and shit. I don't say 50-year-olds.
Yeah,
That's
they
weird.
Well, if they're teachers that are 50-year-olds, that's too young.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's too young, but you can tell that they're like really smart. It's the same with the daycare kids. Some of the if they went to a good daycare, like
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's what you do.
yeah, it's
This-
more close knit.
This preschool is like, if I had a kid, I would want to send it to that school
Yeah.
if I could afford it. But
Yeah.
it's cute.
Teach a kid yoga. Still.
Yeah, I tried to. I don't have the pay now with the blind kid, with Samuel, and then the Carson, and then we had this other girl named Marie who sometimes we have to babysit her because they can't put her in any class. She's supposed to be in kindergarten, but she be like twerking just out of nowhere. She's just crazy. But she's not. She's kind of smart. Like you could tell the kids that are like. Some of them are literally raised on TikTok shit. Cause
Yeah.
she's just like dancing and shit. It's scary.
You think their parents? That's what their parents looking up to.
I guess so.
And it sucks because there's so much.
China wanted, man.
There's so much informative stuff on there. But
Yeah, you know, China. There's like, it's like the algorithm is set to where in China all that stupid shit doesn't pop up.
Right. It's not rewarded.
Right.
some of it's real stupid. Like, and I almost feel like it looks like internet stuff from on TV, like on a TV show. Like, you know what I mean? Like if we're watching a TV show and like,
Somebody's on the internet.
and someone's on the internet looking at videos, like sometimes it looks that corny, like stupid. I'm just
Right.
like, that's not. How?
That's,
It might be acted out.
Probably is. A lot of it probably is.
yeah.
Almost like, is this supposed to be a weird porn? You ever see
Yeah.
those?
Yeah, for sure.
They're like, let's follow them, let's go.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, what's happening
What's-
right
what's-
now? I don't know,
Oh,
like,
most of
it's-
the time I think those are. They're like the intros, I think,
I
to the
don't
porn.
They
No?
seem like they are, but they're not. Like
Yeah.
they're like
Oh, well, I've
something's
seen-
supposed to happen or whatever. And that's I'm just like it seems so weird. I was like, this is weird. These are weird. And it makes you kind of like watch like what's gonna happen, and it ends up being something stupid, and it's
Right.
like
There's a kid I hate, this Hispanic kid who says Papi Muñeño or something like that. And he said, Papi Muñeño? And he just said, like, there's like a series of videos where he's like saying to people in the drive thru and then the last one I've seen where he's at Home Depot and he gets like one of the tubes and he says it real loud in somebody's ear, this older dude, and he like grabs him and shit and he's like still with the bit, Papi Muñeño! Or something. I just like fucking hate this dude. Like last year, there was this one 4th grader that was like saying it, and I was like, bro, that's not.
That's not
Yeah,
funny.
it's fucking lame.
what does that mean?
I don't know.
Papi.
Muñeño, I don't know what it is. I don't even want to look for it. Yeah, it's weird.
I like the videos on TikTok where the animals are dancing to like booty dancing. I think that's really funny.
That's kind of fucked up. Like, what are people out there getting turned on by that shit?
I hope not.
What are those called? Pedophiles? Wait, I've said this before, I think.
I have, yeah.
Yeah. Pedophiles.
It's a good joke either way.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, because furries.
Oh, hey, you left your little yellow notebook here.
I was going to ask you. Because I was looking for it. Where is it?
Where?
I'm gonna leave it again. Yeah, that's my joke book. And then I try to like go through it and like read some jokes, and I was like, no, these are really funny, but they're just like, I guess, concepts.
Like in the moment, you just wrote down the idea.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess. But yeah, I still want to do that skit. I feel like there's so many skits from before that we talked about that are in the abyss. But at least that one's recorded.
Oh yeah.
The bike and the homies, right? Yeah.
Oh, look at that little baby angel right there.
Oh, look, they're both
Oh.
sleeping together.
Oh, look at those babies. Don't burp at my babies.
I made the moment even more beautiful.
Is it sitting weird?
I mean,
Is that a holistic hat? Like,
The witch hat. I got from a witch.
so kind of, right? You think do you feel different with it?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be a wizard hat or no?
So there's the witch's hat in the description.
Can I try it? No. Man, you really hesitated. I'm gonna like absorb some of the juju.
Take my powers away.
If anything, I'll just add to it. Have excessive. That's weird. Oh, for real? Alright, fuck it. Let's resort to the old school.
It's because you put my hat on.
Oh. I haven't charged it in a few days.
Oh, it charges?
Yeah, that's the only way to. There's a little plug.
I thought it just like a little lot of electricity in that little.
there's just electricity. That's
Yeah.
Now I just throw it in the trash.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I didn't think it did.
Pikachu. Explore. It's a Chinese one. Like there's a lot of different ones with like different logos and shit. I've seen. So I think I saw a couple bats over my head a couple days. Damn, it's weird telling her that with the hat on it. It was like they were like, and it was in the evening, and I looked at, and there's like this. The way it was flying, I was like, and I kept coming like back, and then eventually there was another one. Like so, there was two.
Where?
In the backyard.
Whoa. Wow.
And-
That would be. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99.99% sure that the way they were looking, I was like, I'm trying to like. I wish I could slow it down because they fly so fast. Because they didn't look like birds. They didn't have like the beak.
They weren't like owls.
No, they definitely weren't owls. No, they were smaller.
It
And I
was
looked-
at night.
It wasn't at night. It was in the evening.
Oh.
So it was still blue enough for me to be able to see them.
okay.
Right? And then when I went inside for something, I heard like a. And I was like, oh shit, that's fucking bad.
Or that could.
And so then I went back out and I was kind of looking at it. I looked it up and there's some bats that that could live.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's
I saw.
hilarious.
The only time.
Vampire.
You guys watch Morbius? No.
I've just heard all bad things about it.
Yeah. How do you know how to bootleg shit? Or no?
I don't. Somebody told me how to bootleg that the Fire Stick we have, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. What were you gonna say? You gonna say something?
The only time I saw bats was in Mexico.
You saw bats in Mexico?
When we were in the bus. So I don't know if we were in Mexico for like an El Paso, but we were going to Mexico.
For
We
a
took the
funeral.
bus. No, we took the bus, so I was little. I don't know why we did.
City bus or the
No, like the
Grand.
bus to go there.
damn.
But we were at the stop, and there was like the lights, you know, like the big lights.
You saw them hanging or were they flying
They were
around?
flying around.
So how do you know they were bats?
I feel like they look like bats.
You just tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, I wish it wasn't like because
It
there's
was
lights
scary.
on them anyway, so it's like spotlight on it, right? So
Yeah,
could
did they
really
not
see
go
it.
to light? Is that weird?
They go for the bugs, so that's
Oh,
you know they're going for bugs.
yeah.
And then we have like a little pond right there, so there's always fucking bugs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
all
this makes
Mexican
perfect
bats.
sense. Well, those might be the same bats that we have here. There's a specific. It's like a Mexican,
I think we saw the same bats.
same species. It's a Mexican short tail or some shit like that.
Same bloodline.
They can't do it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, this used to be Mexico, so. Yeah.
Okay, wait, aren't they the ones who brought in COVID? Or supposedly they brought the COVID?
Well,
bats?
no, isn't that like from eating bats?
Chinese
Yeah,
bats. Not the Mexican tailless whatever bats or whatever they're called.
That's a Chico. What's the monster? Chupacabra?
Yeah.
Isn't he a bat?
Nah. There's a man bat
Weird
dude or
dog
something.
thing.
He's a dog?
Like a Tasmanian
Oh,
devil.
Yeah.
I thought he was an alien type, like, bat thing.
It doesn't fly.
He would suck blood, right?
That's
Maybe, but he doesn't fly.
that sounds like I feel like 13 days was that or something like that. Or 13 days later or 20 days later in the monster like that or no?
No, 20 days later zombies.
Oh. Well, there wasn't there a monster movie with like Cillian Murphy and it's like a dragon that's like flying and shit. Or maybe not.
I don't know, it sounds familiar.
I haven't heard him saying. I'm making stuff up.
You're making stuff up. You're making up that monster. 'Cause I'm trying to think where'd you get that monster from?
Wait, what?
Like a bat
He said
monster.
Oh, the
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
Yeah, like why do you think it looks like a
I don't know. I
bat?
feel like I've seen a picture or something.
Right.
I feel like in school we read like about like, or maybe I looked something up about what's it called, like scary folk tales. You know what I used to really like, those spooky books.
Yeah, those are cool.
Were they poems or were they just spooky?
Short stories.
Yeah.
Short stories.
They were creepy and I loved them. They're creepier the better.
Could you still read that today?
I don't think so. I used to love
Me neither.
getting creeped out.
Me too.
Weird kid.
Well, kids are weird like that. Kids like that shit.
Yeah.
It's a thrill.
Kids are fucking extreme.
And psychopaths. They want what other kids want. That's what the 2-year-olds do. Like all of a sudden another kid has a toy that they were literally crying over. Now they want that toy. That kind of stuff is what and then one kid just would be emotional. So like the lady had to like plant him in, like push a plant so he's like kind of enclosed. But he has a big ass place and
She trapped
You can see
him.
and he started saying, help me. But like he could see him like perfect, like he could jump over if he really wanted to, but he was just
Stupid.
being weird. He was being a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
He was a little white boy.
Well, that's pre-K. You can kind of like, there's a little bit left on that in the corner. You can kind of, what's the word? Like, explain something. You can kind of not negotiate, but like communicate reasoning and shit. Like they're kind of like some of them don't want to, and they're like very resistant to like any kind of structure or anything. You have to when the black TA like today because the black teacher, the sped teacher, was out today. So she really like stepped in. They just listened to her. Like they just like, oh no. But for me and the white teacher, they don't fucking listen. Some of them they don't listen to us.
Wow.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Until sometimes I have to like yell.
Right.
But I hate fucking doing that because then I'm fucking tired. Like I feel so like, because then it fucks my mood up.
Yeah.
You know. And then my throat's raspy and shit. I'm like,
Yeah, I know.
But it's like for their own good because then they're like trying to run around with their socks off and shit when they're supposed to be like take a nap.
Right.
And they don't want to fucking go to sleep. And that's that just makes sense. It sounds like it's such a stupid problem. And they don't want to go to sleep.
No, there's this guy on TikTok or I don't know, Instagram or something, but I see his videos on Reels. I guess I don't know if he's a middle school teacher or what, but he reminds me sometimes of you. So he'll be teaching, and then he'll ask the kids something, and the kid's just like, my grandma died, or just like my grandma has diabetes, and he's just like, oh, because he'll like ask like a real question, like I don't know, like
Yeah, okay.
After E.
yeah, and then he's like,
that actually
and he's like,
happens.
okay, like I'm sorry, and he's like, alright, and then the kid's just like, I don't know, just like some random shit.
Yeah.
And then he'll stand up, and he'll be like, why are you up? He's like, I want to show you. I can do a cartwheel. And he's like, you can't. You've already showed me. And he always like does a cartwheel and like falls. Like he runs into the desk.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
And then the teacher's like this, like the end, like just in distress, like why is he?
Yeah. But luckily they're not all like that. Like there's always a few good like fucking golden apples and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
In the preschool, so far what I've seen, the good kids are the little Asian ones and the little what's it called? Like Ethiopian ones. They're like little star pupils.
Ethiopians, I feel like they're exceptional people because they play really good soccer. They're like devout Christians. Like they're like one of the only Christian countries that's been Christian in Africa for like a long time or something. Like surrounded by Muslims and stuff.
Right.
That's why he's so spiritual.
So.
So,
Oh, he's Ethiopian as well.
he's so silly. He like was showing us this. He shows us this guy on Netflix on YouTube, but like he was showing Cody in the car, but like blasting it, like if it was
Like bumping.
Surround.
bumping, yeah. It was
Like,
a
did you
lot
hear
of-
the bass of the man's voice?
Yeah.
Shaking the car.
Dang, I want you
And
to
I'm
feel this
I'm
message.
trying to turn it down, like, bro, right here, like, the cop looks under me, like, calm down, bro.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, you're just killing my vibe. It's like, now you need to chill.
That's fine.
I'm like hearing it, I'm like, oh no.
I like feel it. What was it? What was the video?
You know who Sadhguru is?
Mm-mm.
It's
So
an
what's-
Indian dude's there for motivational speaking.
Oh, it's dope.
He's very woke and all about like meditation and well, I don't know if he's about manifesting, but he has fallen under my like viewing stuff. But I personally don't prefer to get my stuff from a man. There's some men that I end up like, okay, that was cool, but spiritually I want to hear more from a woman.
So spiritually, you're sexist. That's cool.
I just feel like we're gonna be a little.
That's feminine. I guess you could say feminine.
We're just able to reach a different level that a man doesn't understand.
Damn. I mean, I feel yeah. I feel like for the ability to withstand the threshold of birth and shit and stuff like that.
And
I mean-
having a period we're holy, man.
Yeah, damn, not holy man, holy woman. Yeah.
That's why I also felt like the more and more I've learned about my period and how like important it is, and how like some people use it for like tribal, like for witchcraft, and some people use it for power, and some people use it. In the past, it was like not always seen as dirty,
I bet the Vikings used it.
and it's just like you hate women. And that's why everybody should know about the period.
The period. You should write a book about the period.
Period.
period and a little period.
It's time to talk about
And then the book is
period.
red.
It's time to talk about the period. Period.
New York Times best-selling author. Would you use your real name or would you use a pseudonym?
No, use her real name.
Yvette M. Benitez or just Yvette Benitez?
Yvette Benitez. Or hashtag Henderson. I meant hashtag. No, not slash. I said hashtag. When I changed my name.
There's gotta be somebody out there with a hashtag in their name.
Yeah.
And my author picture, I'm gonna like just bleeding through my pants. It's like.
Hell yeah.
It's supposed to be just your face, usually, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
it's like usually like hero.
Yeah.
Like,
So how you gonna show? You're gonna like
shit.
hold them up?
I would just. It will be a
Her
full
pictures
picture.
go by, yeah.
On my face too.
On your face? Yeah, like a warrior. Yeah.
Shredder didn't like that one. Mommy.
Disgusting.
Whatever, dude. One time I bled the bed and he like.
You know what that's
tried
like?
to lick it.
Ugh. He's just trying to serve. But that's like if a dude put his own jizz on his face. But I heard it's good for your face though.
I don't think that's the same.
Yeah, if it's good for your face, y'all should try it.
It's
Yeah.
blood. I'm sure blood is good for your face.
Supposedly you put it in plants, it'll help it grow.
Mm.
Period blood.
And it starts to look like you a little bit. Oh, period blood?
Mhm.
I think some
No, not just.
yeah.
No, you.
Kill the fire.
Yeah, you're making the plant sad. It
Starts
feels like
dying.
it got raped or something.
Oh.
Poor plant.
2 million sad souls.
Yeah.
You never know. I might like it. If it's a Venus flytrap, we eat it. Protein.
Scary.
Yeah, that is scary.
I guess you put it in a cup and give it to him.
You know they try to make the sperm sound like it like does all the work to get to the egg, but really it's like
The
The egg-
egg's looking for it?
the egg has to choose like the right sperm.
But how do they know that? You think they know that for sure?
Like how do they know the sperm would like?
I don't
shoot
think, I
in?
don't know.
I don't know.
Right.
Like, I don't even think we went to the fucking moon.
Whoever like I don't know how they did. I'm not really sure. They might.
I guess it's more
it.
realistic that we can see very little as opposed to like.
Go all the way.
Cause like I don't believe maybe it's like NASA shit. Cause when I see like some of the pictures that they come out with like this is Galaxy 35 something, it's like real far away and just looks like a beautiful picture. I'm like,
Right.
how do we know this is not a digital?
We're not being like fucked with.
Yeah, but that I don't know. I
But
guess
then,
they
like, what does Elon Musk do? Like, how is he?
is he going to space, or is he?
Not him, legitimately him going to space, but like SpaceX, like they've sent shit to space.
But isn't it just atmospheric or no?
I don't understand what he does.
Because the moon.
Surely it's
Like,
further
we've
than
been
that
to-
because he's going to. But he sends shit to
Does
Mars.
he have a place in Mars, like a home?
So Paul, but see, and then I look at videos of Mars, and I'm like, is that even real? Is this somewhere in Colorado, and they're just changing the color and the background? And shit?
Or just making something on a computer.
Yeah, you know, like who? I don't know.
Yeah. My point is, so he's swindling. He's a billionaire, right?
Right.
So he's just fooling everybody.
Well, he did make a badass car, so that kind of fucked,
Yeah.
you know, fucked with the other car industry.
I kind of do believe that planets are associated with certain gods. I think
Yeah.
they really are.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean,
And so there's something powerful about them. So maybe we shouldn't be fucking with them. Like we're here.
Yeah.
like supposedly
And-
Mars,
and-
we
and-
fucked up Mars,
yeah,
or
we
somebody
got-
fucked up Mars.
What did you say?
Supposedly somebody fucked up Mars. So maybe like it's out there, we just haven't actually been there. Like maybe God doesn't let us go. Like we can't. Or I don't know.
In my head, let's go.
I ain't going to fucking Mars. 'Cause
Lance
if-
Bass, where did Lance Bass go?
to hell?
No,
The
remember
gay
that?
one?
Yeah, he went to
I went
like.
to Hades.
I think they just went into the atmosphere barely.
Yeah.
And like up into?
Like Bezos,
Yeah.
right? I don't know, that shit's
Who's
weird.
John Bezos? The guy.
Jeff.
Jeff.
Who the fuck is John Bezos? His brother.
Whenever Dad says something about Jeff Bezos.
He's the guy in the skit.
John Bezos. He makes the company of the.
He's the homeless guy.
Oh man.
John Bezos. Why didn't he?
So then we have to do a skit about Jeff Bezos first, or it could be even later on because that's like a.
Like his
It
name
doesn't
is
matter which
even-
one goes. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can find out later.
Right.
Yeah, that's deep. But yeah, Jeff Bezos is a successful brother, twin brother, and he went to the atmosphere. Well, yeah, the whole moon thing looks fucking fake. Like I've looked at shit,
It does.
videos, and it's just
With
like
the flag waving and shit. That's enough
the
to.
flag, no stars. There's like
Yeah.
no fucking stars.
It's so disrespectful to the moon to want to act like we like fucking own it or something.
Yeah, the footprints are off.
It's so rude. The moon's so beautiful, and they want to go just go poop on it. All
Maybe
of, like,
somebody lives there.
I was
or
just
something.
saying, maybe something lives there.
Maybe
But I don't think it's us.
little
I think-
moon puppet, little moon bears. That's what lives there.
But they're probably gray and hairless.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's why we. I mean, because I think it's a reason why we imagine them a certain way, like the grays with the big eyes and shit.
Yeah.
What?
Aliens.
Like there's a reason that we think they look out.
Or maybe it's different fucking. I don't know. That shit's fucking crazy too. That's too much to like think about. Like
I
if
don't
there
like
are different aliens, you know. How
One of the
come-
girls I watched though says that they're real, but
You don't think so?
they might be. I don't want to go into it. I believe it.
What?
I mean, I believe it, but I
Let's
don't-
not go
I don't
into
wanna
it. Let's
believe
drop it here right
Like
now.
I don't want to believe it, but like I don't. Like it's not something that I'm like.
You think they're?
It's kind of a vague term.
Like
too,
I need to dig
because,
into
like,
the proof or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's not something that I really.
because if you believe in different universes, then are those aliens?
Right, because they're just not from our
They're just not
specific.
from our world. So I don't know.
Yeah, and then they could be angels. Angels are also alien.
Yeah.
So are demons.
What? Yeah, you're an angel too. I tell him all the time he's an angel.
What does it say?
He likes it. A little cow.
Do you want cows when you're older?
Cows? I don't know. I'll take chickens.
Man, a farm would be cool.
I think it would be kind of cool. It'd be a lot of work though.
What do we get cows for though? We don't even drink their milk.
Yeah, that's true.
We can make kefir, I guess, and sell dog stuff.
Cheese.
Cheese.
Could make cheese.
Cheese
Butter.
would probably fuck us up though.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
could make dog cheese. Somehow like hamsters is kefir and goats.
Yeah.
We have goats.
Okay.
Goats.
Let's get kind of aggressive.
I know. What if we get beat up by the goats? We got jumped by the fucking goats.
We gotta beat up some goats.
I hope not. You gonna live on a farm?
So Dad got a rooster.
He got a rooster, but something about it, he gave it to the next door neighbors to, I guess, let it do it with their chicken.
Man, he's getting all kinds of play.
I know. Life of a rooster.
Of a lucky rooster, he might have been born into like cockfighting.
Hey, so I told him, I said, doesn't the neighbors next door to 714, don't they have roosters? He said, yeah, but those roosters, he said, they have 5 of them. He said, they use them for fighting.
No. Seriously?
That's what he said. I don't know if Dad's lying or not. Or Dad could be lying. Now I'm thinking about it. You know how Dad is, but he didn't seem like he was lying.
Can fighting roosters fly? Because those over there
They
can
fly.
But like
Yeah,
not
leave.
high.
Not
right?
high,
Like,
Like
they
they're
have a
fine
limit.
with their fighting life, and they just don't
yeah.
fight.
They seem like they're fine. They're like,
Is there showtime?
So they fight.
Each other, I guess? Or do you think they
no
fight
way
others?
they fight each other.
So they probably take
couldn't live
one
with each other.
somewhere else and they
Yeah.
fight them.
I thought they couldn't live with each other regardless. Like,
Yeah.
they would just kill each other.
I thought so too.
Somehow they figure out how
They
to
do
lower
like
their.
both. There's like a hierarchy to them. You can tell.
Oh really? Like you looked at them?
Well, there was just one night, not too long ago, but we were out there smoking, and yeah, I don't know, they were just like
Oh, yeah.
arguing, kind of like one would get higher, kind of
Yeah.
talk shit.
Dang.
It's interesting.
And then we kind of judge them.
They made you judge them?
Yeah.
They also have birds out there in a fucking cage, like some kind of canaries or some shit, which is fucking crazy, I think. They're just like in a cage looking at real
Just
birds
forever.
flying and shit.
Aw,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, what the
Why
fuck
me?
are we?
What kind of fun?
Was I born into a cage?
So sad.
Fucked up.
Like one of them like understands, and then some of them are just brainwashed. Like, this is cool. This is fine.
Yeah, it's like,
I like it. I like it. Free food. Free food. We're protected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
that's
safe.
it.
This is
Yeah.
safe.
But I mean, I do see hawks and stuff sometimes. And I guess they eat like. Well, they eat rodents and stuff.
Well, I mean, Dad's
I like
animals.
some other birds too.
Who? Hawks?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you say about Dad's animals? They got some of them got.
And then he was like, I don't know. It was just funny. He's like, does this remind you of anything? Like, does this remind you of your animal? I was like, yeah, it does actually.
What animal?
Gerbil.
Your gerbil got ate?
Sorry, my mind kind of went twisted. We now was thinking about the bird that died today. The little baby bird. Yeah. And Dad was asking me if it reminded me of my gerbil. Yeah.
Like if it gave you flashbacks.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah. But as I told him, make sure it's not like getting eaten by bugs whenever she gets home.
Yeah.
I was trying to her. I was like so excited to go see her, and then she was like getting eaten by bugs. She's like, ah.
You.
It's so hard.
It's gnarly. Man, you didn't get to see April right before I buried her.
No,
Would you have wanted to?
I don't know.
Like, well, I would have had to put like her in a zip, like a plastic body bag or something for rabbits.
I don't know. It'd been weird. We like Dad holding it around.
I wish I knew taxidermy. That would been dope.
What if Shredder would have grabbed it one day? Do you think he would have grabbed it one day?
It's like, oh, he's playing with April.
Does Leia still go over there? In her area?
I don't know. Every time I see her, she's like close to the door. Like Leo will come in, then she'll come in. Or they're, cause Mom set it up over there in the back where there's like, I don't know, it's pretty cool for them back then. I'm sure she remembers her, but she's like, you know, maybe she goes like, it's April. Yeah. So now I'll be on the lookout and see if she like. I wonder if did she die? She didn't die in April.
No, she
She-
died in May.
So she April, May. Oh, okay. She was a year. R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in
It
peace.
was such a dark time.
It was sunny and hot. That's why she died.
Vader was so sad. Because that's when Shredder left too.
Yeah, it was crazy.
pretty sure that Cody killed April.
Oh, I did it. I left her out in the sun.
But
She
he
died.
just like left as soon as he heard like, hey, April died.
I was
Deuces.
already.
Like a fucking murder guy.
It was a setup. We kind of all planned it. I was like, look, man, I can't be cleaning this fucking shit. Air's not fucking.
And you're like, all right, I'm down, but I gotta leave afterwards. Like,
Just let me bury the body. I should have asked you to help because I didn't do a good job. Cause like for a while, like her fucking.
It's coming up.
Yeah, well, her skull was out.
she's like, ah. And then he's like, damn it, get in there.
Nah, she was stiff. It's weird how she died.
That shit's crazy. I mean, yeah, working at the vet, it happens quick too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
With rabbits?
Well, with dogs.
Oh, they all like just get like real stiff real
Get
quick.
real stiff.
I wonder why. Like what's happening with
Rigor
them?
mortis. I don't know what that means, but I know that's the word for them getting stiff.
Do deaf people do that?
Yeah.
I just assumed everything gets real, like,
I'm assuming the blood, because the blood's
Because the
stopping,
blood stops.
because the heart's not pumping.
That's weird. I'm sorry you had a pet now.
Then you were working at a vet? Was that traumatic? Like fucking with dead animals and shit?
Yeah, that's rich.
Yeah, did you ever like when they died? You like play with them like puppets? Like, oh, I'm dead.
Put them in a trash bag or put them in a freezer.
Damn. What do they do with them after that?
Like whatever people come to cremate them, or like pick them up to take them to cremate them. Like, yeah.
Does it? But do some people bury it? Like, there's gotta be some place
I think
that
some
buries it.
people, but
Probably fucking expensive.
yeah.
You can clone. Now you can clone pets, but the personality might not be the same.
Probably retarded or something.
Possibly.
Be soulless.
Yeah.
Evil. That'd be fucking scary.
There's so many dogs out there, like, jeez, that's ridiculous to do.
What, that are clone? Oh, instead of cloning them? Yeah, that's for real. Yeah, that's for real. And it's crazy money. You gotta be real rich and just for, like, not give a fuck. And they deserve for the dogs not to, and the cats not to be the same.
Right.
Like, that's, because they're complaining about it, but like, bitch, that's what you get.
I need to put up my own store. You want to invest?
Yeah.
You need everything.
I think we could like get like a business loan, couldn't we? Like we all put our names or something. But that's
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
They should have taught us on school.
Yeah.
How to get, if you want to do business,
how to get an LLC and shit.
that's like the American dream, isn't it? To have your own business or whatever the fuck.
Used to be. Now it's to change genders and
TikTok famous.
what?
TikTok famous.
I mean, they do
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of work.
Who? Transgenders?
TikTok people.
Some of them.
I imagine it's like camming, just constantly having to. They have to do a lot to constantly do.
Yeah, you gotta make a video a day.
I'm sure they had to like re-record it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Some of
sound-
them.
It's just.
Yeah, but you
job.
can still be at home and.
I guess they do have to work out. Shit. I feel like dumb people are able to like work out all the time and then like focus completely on their physical looks
Yeah.
because they don't have anything else. Like they're not thinking about anything else. And I guess I'm kind of jealous of it, but I think that's the balance of life. Like if people were like smart and like you can't have everything.
I don't see people on TikTok that are just like super fit or anything.
Well, our TikToks would probably have different algorithms. So mine's just all chicks. For the most
Oh,
part.
like baby chicks.
animals, farms, cows, pigs, fucking ducks. Well, what's on yours? Like, what are people doing on yours?
A lot of ADHD people, people who are like gentle parenting.
Oh, the stuff you share,
Mm-hmm.
like people talking, like
And then
people
and
with
then animals dancing.
like blue hair, saying stuff.
Just regular people.
That's,
I don't like to look at people who look that much.
huh?
I don't want to look at a bunch of people who look that much better than me online.
No, they look-
That's for
they look
TV.
cool.
You know what I mean? TV's for like.
No, yeah, for sure. Like, what? Yeah, well, because I watch podcasts. The comedians, most comedians aren't like great looking people because they
Just
had their,
normal people, you know.
yeah.
Because like normal, good-looking people, I feel like in
For that, I watch the
celebrities-
Avengers because they're supposed to look like fucking
Gods.
yeah.
They don't look like that to me.
With lowercase g, like Hercules and shit. Like,
Right, yeah.
yeah. Not capital. I mean, what do you? Is
Like gnomes. God looks like a gnome.
short,
Not just a really big gnome.
though fat, stocky.
Are they fat, stocky? Stocky.
Yeah, gnomes are usually stocky, chubby.
Big beard.
The beard, yeah, I see the beard. And the hat, he has a pointy hat.
Mm-hmm. That's the male god, though. That's our father god. Then there's a female god. Mother god.
She look like.
A fairy. Just a lot prettier.
A Tinkerbell, or like or gnome fairy. Does she a gnome too? She just has wings. And she's a gnome.
She's
looking
like
fairy.
really big. A big, beautiful woman. Like a fairy.
For sure.
A giant too.
A giant female. I feel like I've seen a cartoon like that. I don't know why.
Could make it. Giant Tinkerbell and who was the other one?
No.
And the gnome. That's God and Goddess.
Mm-hmm.
And then what would Jesus be? Like
I don't know
a
what Jesus
Muppet?
is.
A puppet?
Sort of realistic looking.
Right. Or something magical.
Would you like any cake?
Could be a troll. Huh?
Would you like any cake?
Man, I was gonna bring a little bunt, nothing bunt cake. Yeah, I'll take some cake.
Here's this cake and carrot cake.
What kind of cake is this one?
Raspberry white chocolate or something.
And the carrot cake's over there.
Yeah, it's more offering the carrot cake, but
Where? Cause y'all been like straight up eating it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Alright. You've been doing that with this one too, huh?
I don't know, probably.
You know what? Nah, it might fuck me up. I'm good.
Yeah, sure.
Are you tall?
Mm-hmm. Ain't you tall? Wow.
Do you ever measure? Or like, yes, yeah.
We
anyway.
should, right? Hey, so don't tell mom.
Oh, okay. About what?
stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Have you watched Boba Fett?
I watched a few episodes.
Did good?
It's okay. I can't. Star Wars things are hard for me to get into. Like Mandalorian was dope.
Right.
And it was super dope. That was okay.
I feel you. The one I'm kind of excited about. The one, what was it? Obi-Wan,
Oh yeah.
because they're gonna have the dude. They're gonna have Darth Vader.
Oh really?
Yeah. It'll probably be like on one episode, right? But yeah.
Do you want to watch Moon?
Shit, I'm down.